Hey everyone, what's up? This is ergo.josh and welcome to my YouTube channel. You already know that I'm drawing Billie Eilish again. Guys, please help me. She's forcing me to do this. But this drawing is about 90% complete, which is a good start for using blending modes. This is a good technique used for monochromatic and grayscale drawings, but I'm sure you've heard about using the color mode and how it's not really perfect and it can make things kind of dull. But I'm going to show you a cool trick today to kind of combat that. You're going to get a lot more inspiration for your own colors and look like you actually know color theory. So first we're going to work with a flat image and then group and merge any layers. Then after that, we're going to go ahead and focus on the skin. Oh, and before I go any further, I had to record this twice and I'm not going to redraw this, so I'm actually doing this as a voiceover. So pardon me if it looks weird when my voice doesn't really match up with what you're seeing. Now we see that she's got a pretty nice peachy kind of skin color here with some reds in the corners. And I'm going to go ahead and trust my original skin rendering here to guide me with how I'm going to add the colors later on. I'm also going to go ahead and guess the first color and just use that. Now first off, we want to go ahead and make the brush very opaque and start coloring there. I'm already noticing that this looks super bland and dead. It's okay to color the mouth, but make sure you avoid the eyes. Now we notice she pretty much looks like a zombie. Let's go ahead and alpha lock the layer and then use the brush to play with that color. Don't use the hue, saturation, and brightness slider because that's not nearly as effective. One thing to remember is that you need to use a darker color than you see in the reference because that's just how the color blend mode works. Dark brown is looking really good and warm and lifelike right now, and let's just use it to add a good base value. Now if you want to find the original color, just make the layer normal again and then color pick it and fix the areas that you missed. Make sure to also add skin under the hair at the top. Often the hair leaves skin showing, so we really don't want to forget that and have this weird white area in the transition between the hair and the skin. Now let's go ahead and alpha lock the color layer, and wow, that is a pretty big difference from the real thing, isn't it? Let's add some color to the lips and stay in the same layer just to keep things easy and consistent. Now the lips look like a coral pink in the reference, so let's go ahead and pick a dark red. This is coming out great, so let's go ahead and fill the rest in. Now we aren't going for replicating the exact reference, we're just trying to make it look real by adding a practical color to the areas where the color changes. For the eyes, let's remember to make it a super light shade of red. Let's pick a similar color from the lips to use for the corner of the eyes so that they're not super hot pink, just a nice, soft, realistic one. The eyes are a light blue, so let's also find a blue color to use for that. Now we're done and everything is looking super oversaturated. Let's make a new layer above the skin and let's use it for adding variation to the skin tones. Staying above the skin layer, let's make it a linear burn mode and then use a rich red color. She's starting to actually look pretty realistic now, don't you agree? I can't tell you actually why it looks better this way, but I'm trying to stay in the center just to make it a little bit more interesting. Now let's make a new layer and set that layer to color burn, and then pick a red color for lightly adding in some shadows. We don't need to be super perfect, we can fix some areas later on, so don't worry. Let's set a new layer to overlay and start making the things lighter that need to be lighter, and add some highlights, but not the super white ones we've already done, just some subtle ones. And put them everywhere they need to be across the face. It helps blend the colors that we've put down before as well. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I think the only things I need to fix are going to be after we do the little color grading trick later on. Next, let's just go ahead and attack the hair. First, let's group these layers so that we can stay organized and call it face. Now that we have a layer for the hair, I'm noticing that there's some purples and some tans and oranges and browns in the reference. So let's go ahead and make that layer color mode and start playing with it, just like we did with the face. So I'm back. I hope you like the hair. It's not as exact as I would like, but I do enjoy the colors a lot, especially with the shirt. The shirt is a lot more closer to the reference than it used to be, and it has this cool glow to it. I think it's because I used a linear light layer for that one. The background is pink because, of course, pink everything. This is ergo.josh. You're not on any other channel. Now, for the secret sauce that I told you about already before in another video, it's the app called Ultralight. Let's go ahead and export this and save it as a PNG for the best experience in Ultralight. We will bring it to the camera roll and then open up Ultralight. It's a great free app. You can pick whatever you want, but I can be super picky and I take forever every single time when I do this. So I will make a decision eventually and check back with you guys soon. So I finally picked the filter that I want. I think I decided to go with something called Film 11. I made a few changes to it. You can too, have as much fun as you want. I liked it because it feels nice and bright and warm, and it made everything fade out nicely on the edges. It also has a retro look that I feel like Billie seems to have a lot in her content, whether it's her own pictures or album covers. One thing I did notice is that the eyelash are these weird anime eyelashes that show up in front of the hair, and that's not looking good at all. So I'm gonna have to come back and fix those things in Procreate. So let's go ahead and save this to the camera roll, get inside Procreate and hide the reference. Now let's go ahead and import the photo and fix up the details. Let's work on the shadows, fix the eyelashes, and some parts of the messy hair. And yeah, this is going to take a while, so I'll check back when I'm done. So I'm done, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope, of course, that it helped you out a lot. Go out there and play with these blending modes and let me know if you have other fun new coloring techniques in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.